You've felt it before. Someone says they love you, and instead of warmth, you feel nothing. Or worse, you feel suspicious. You wonder what they want. You wonder if they really see you, or if they just see a version of you that's easy to love. And there's this quiet hunger underneath, one that affection doesn't feed. What if what you've been chasing was never love at all? Here's what no one tells you about emotional needs. They can wear disguises. You might say you want connection. You might believe you want intimacy. But your nervous system, the part of you that runs beneath thought, might be asking for something else entirely. Recognition. Not I love you, but I see exactly who you are, and it matters. These two needs feel similar,
but they live in different rooms of the psyche. Love says, you belong with me. Recognition says, you exist. You are distinct. You are real. And for some people, often the ones who grew up performing, adapting, becoming what others needed, recognition became the deeper hunger. Because at some point, the self got lost. Not destroyed, just unclaimed. And now, no amount of love can fill that space. Because the question was never, am I loved? It was, am I seen? Let's go deeper. In psychology, there's a concept called identity consolidation, the process by which a person develops a stable sense of who they are. This happens through something deceptively simple: mirroring. When you were young, you looked to caregivers not just for safety, but for reflection. You needed someone to look at you and respond to you, not to their idea of you, not to the version that made them comfortable. When that reflection was accurate, your brain learned, I am real. I have edges. I exist. But when the mirror was distorted, when love was conditional or attention had to be earned through performance, a fracture formed. You learned that being wasn't enough. You had to become something. And that's when recognition became oxygen. This isn't a flaw. It's an adaptation. Your brain, brilliant and desperate, found a way to survive. It said, if I can be impressive enough, visible enough, undeniable enough, maybe then I'll feel real. And it worked for a while. But the problem with recognition is that it never stays. It's not like love, which can be stored in the body, remembered in the nervous system. Recognition evaporates. Each hit fades, and you're left scanning the room again. So what do you do with this? You don't shame it. You don't fix it by forcing yourself to accept love you can't feel. You work with the wound, not against it. 1. Name the real hunger. Stop calling it loneliness. Stop calling it ambition. Ask the honest question. Am I looking for love or for proof that I exist? This distinction changes everything. Because when you know what you're actually seeking, you stop blaming the wrong sources for not providing it. 2. Give yourself micro-recognitions. The wound formed because no one mirrored you accurately. So now, you become the mirror. This isn't affirmation fluff. This is precise, specific acknowledgement. Not, I'm proud of myself, but I see that I held back from reacting when I was triggered. That took effort. I noticed that. Small, specific, true. The brain responds to accuracy, not volume. 3. Separate the signal from the craving. Sometimes the desire for recognition is clean. It points to real contributions you want acknowledged. But sometimes it's compulsive, a reflex to fill a void that can't be filled externally. Learn to feel the difference in your body. One feels like clarity. The other feels like chasing. 4. Let some people love you badly. This sounds strange, but part of healing is letting love in, even when it doesn't feel like recognition. Not everyone will see you fully. That doesn't mean their love is worthless. You're learning to separate being loved from being known. Both matter, but they're not the same door. Here's the integration. You are not broken for wanting recognition more than love. You are not narcissistic. You are not avoidant. You are someone whose identity was built in conditions where visibility had to be earned. And now, you're learning a different way. Not
to stop wanting recognition, but to also offer it to yourself. So that one day, when someone says, "I love you," you won't need them to prove it. You'll already know who you are. The hunger doesn't disappear, but it softens. It becomes less of a chase and more of a remembering that you were always here, that you were always real, even when no one was watching.